Hello my friends. When I was in the grocery store the other day, I picked up the largest watermelon that they had. And the reason I did that is I am planning on eating the entire watermelon, including the rind. I'm removing the watermelon rind and I'm cutting it in manageable sections. And these are measuring about 2 inches by 2 inches. The green peel can be removed later with a potato peeler. Or you can remove the peel this way, peeling the skin off prior to cutting the rind off. This is a much quicker way to remove the skin, but it takes a little more control with the knife. So with these pieces, I'm going to cut them kind of like the size of a French fry. Right here, we're going to put it in a saucepan. And I'm covering it with hot water. Then this is going to go on the stove. And the only reason I'm using hot water, it's going to be quicker on the stove. We have to bring this to a boil and boil for about 5 minutes. This started boiling. I'm going to let it go for 5 minutes now. This had boiled for 5 minutes now, and now we drain it. I'm mixing up a brine, and I'm using a 1/4 cup of salt. I have sea salt here. It's the only salt I have in the house. After it drained, now what we do is transfer into a bowl. And I have brine mixed up. It's 1 quart water and 1/4 cup of salt. And we cover it, enough to cover it. The watermelon rind has soaked overnight in brine. Now I'm going to rinse this. I want to get as much salt water or brine off of these as possible. After I rinse these, I place them back into a saucepan and I covered them with water, and now I have it back on the stove, and I'm going to simmer this until these get tender. This has been simmering about 15 to 20 minutes, and I'm going to drain it again. And now I leave it there to drain while I make the syrup. I'm adding 2 cups of sugar, and 1 1/4 cups of water. And we're going to cook this to the soft ball stage, which is 240 degrees Fahrenheit. Or you can always drop it into a glass of cold water, drip it, and when it forms a soft ball, that's where they get the term soft ball stage. At this stage in cooking or rendering or heating this sugar syrup, you have to be very vigilant, and what you're doing is you're evaporating the water, the liquid, and as it evaporates, the temperature will go up. So the temperature is an indicator of how much liquid is in the sugar syrup. So as the temperature starts rising, it'll rise very quickly because you're getting minimal amount of water in the liquid. If you're not careful, this is highly flammable, and the sugar can catch fire. And if you ever made maple syrup, There's hours of heating and boiling, and when you get to where it starts thickening, you usually move it to a secondary heat source where it's a smaller volume and you watch it much closer. There's many sugar shacks that have burned down because of the last process. They lost track of the temperature rising and it went to the flash point. So we're getting close. And then when we add the rind, the temperature is going to drop, and the rind has moisture in it, and we have to cook again until we get it back to this softball stage. We hit the softball stage, and now we want to add this. You want to be careful you don't splash. This is 240 degrees Fahrenheit. We're adding the rind, and now we're going to cook the rind and coat it. We want to cook until it's translucent. Now the temperature is dropping because the rind was cold and damp or wet. So now we have to heat it back up and get it to that softball stage again. Okay, right now it's back to the softball stage, and I have the heat turned way down. Turning the heat off. Turn it onto the parchment paper. It's too cold. And I sprinkled some sugar onto the paper. I don't have a cooling rack. I'm scattering these out on the rack, and after they cool, I'll shake all the granular sugar off of the Thanks for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.